guys, this is Qazi. Welcome back to another epic video, and this one is exciting because color correction, balancing, these are the things that nobody really wants to get into, right? You want to get to the good stuff, which is grading your footage, creating that Fight Club look, Joker look, right? That's the fun stuff. But I'm telling you right now, when you are working as a colorist, most of your time is spent on shot matching and balancing, okay? So if you get efficient at those things, you can save that time, spend it into color grading and making magic. That's exactly what's going to be happening here. The stuff that I'm going to be showing you is going to make you 60 to 70% more efficient, guaranteed, if you take this stuff to heart. And we recently did a survey. Majority of you, regardless of the skill set, are struggling with shot matching, skin tones, balancing, and working with 8-bit footage. So I created a 1-hour-long free training that covers all of that. Plus, we'll wrap up the training with an extensive Q&A, and you'll also get a link to download the practice footage, power grades, and some of my personal LUTs. So do not forget to check out the training. Link is going to be up top and in the description below. And guys, do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for more awesomeness. Make sure you're following me on Instagram, and let's roll the intro. All right, so we're going to look at the beginner's approach first, and I'm going to show you a couple of different variations, and then we're going to move on to our pros version, okay? So I'm going to give our beginner a benefit of the doubt that he knows how to properly convert his image from log to Rec. 709. I also am giving him a benefit of the doubt that he knows that this is shot on red, okay? So I'm going to create a node, move it over, drop on a color space transform, and then select proper parameters right here. If you want to deep dive and learn more about this, then you should definitely check out my free training. Link is in the description. And we're going to select Rec. 709, Gamma 2.4. As soon as we do that, properly convert it from log to Rec. 709. The beginner will leave his color page scopes as is, which is going to be like that. He would know how to set up his scopes properly, okay? The first thing that you might be taught as a beginner is to use the white balance tool right here. But since we don't have anything white in our frame, it's not going to work accurately. So if I drop it here, it's going to give me this result. If I grab it again and drop it here, the results are going to be totally different. So we can't necessarily use it properly. Some might say, well, this is doing a pretty good job. It's so green and now it's not. Well, it's overcompensating. And you don't know if you're going to get the same exact result. Like I said, it's always going to be different. Like there's going to be a variation depending on where you drop it. So this tool is completely out, okay? Then there's this auto color, which you should never use. Let's click on it and look what it does. Like, look at it. That right there is an Oscar winner grade, one button, one and done. Most beautiful thing you've ever seen. So don't ever use it. You will be banned as a colorist in perpetuity. So what our beginner is going to do instead is he or she is going to start on a granular level, meaning start making small changes instead of like thinking broad and then narrow in, okay? So what's going to happen is that the amateur is going to look at this and go, all right, there's way too much green, so let me pull it out. I'm going to start off with my gamma, and I'm going to move it somewhere around here. And then now there's a little bit blue in my shadow, so I'm going to make up for that by raising my lift up. And now there's too much red overall, so I'm going to take my gain and I'm going to pull it down. And now I'm going to take, it still looks just, it's too cool now. You know, the entire image is falling into a little bit of a teal look. So I'm going to take my gamma and I'm going to raise it up to something like that. But now there's too much red in my blacks, so I'm going to pull that down. And basically you get the picture, right? And this is me with my trained hands going pretty fast and doing that. A beginner will be taking a lot longer. Now, what's wrong with this? I mean, it looks really good and it didn't take that long. But once again, me being a pro trying to pretend like an amateur is not the same as like a beginner who does not use lift gamma gain as they should be used. But let's just say this is where we are as a beginner. So what's wrong with that? Like, I mean, we did it. It was pretty fast. It's good enough, right? Here's the problem with using lift gamma gain to do your primary correction. Because the idea of your primary correction is that you want to get your image in the same space as it was on set. You want it to look like this is what it looked like through the camera on set in Rec 709. I want to recreate that without any color cast. That's the point of balancing your images, okay? This is not what's happening here. Why? Let me give you an example. So if we go to our grayscale image, you can see right here in our scopes, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to pop this open so you can see a better picture in different versions. So we got parades, we got waveform, color waveform, regular waveform, we got vector scope. So here's what's happening. Let's recreate this scenario, okay? So our beginner started with subtracting green and yellow with something like this, right? And just watch what's happening here. See the movement? And then he went and he pulled up his lift to compensate for the cooler tones that we added here. Then he went into his gain and he took out some of the magenta, remember? So look what's happening before and after. Like, I'm going to exaggerate these so you guys can really see what is truly happening. So if I do this, exaggerate that, and then move this over, you're seeing what's happening, right? Like how we're twisting and turning the hues. And just look at what's happening in the vector scope, what's happening in the parades. Instead of correcting our image and making it look quote unquote natural, how it looked on set, we are pretty much grading it. We're swinging the hues, adding saturation in certain areas, subtracting saturation from certain areas. We're doing all this manipulation instead of a linear change, okay? So what do I mean by linear change? What am I talking about? So now I'm gonna go back here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this version, reset this, and now we're gonna look at the pros approach. So what the pro will do is he will have a node right here, and this is where he's gonna start by setting his exposure and contrast, okay? Why is that important? That is important because remember when our image was flat, it looked fine. There was nothing wrong with it. And then as soon as we dropped a Rec 709 conversion, we can see that the color was way off. Well, same thing applies when you add more contrast and better expose your image. The closer you get to where you want to go, the more imperfections you're gonna see in your image, okay? So I'm gonna go under HDR palette, I'm gonna go under my offset, and I'm gonna start raising it up. I'm gonna just raise up the image a little bit. So I'm gonna bring it up, something like this, and then I'm gonna go under my custom curves, and I'm just gonna raise it up like this, and I'm gonna pull it down like that, too much. And I'm going to put this right here, and I'm going to put this right here. This is going to be a pretty gentle curve, like nothing crazy here, okay? So even just something like this, I'm going to pull this down, ease off. So something like this, all right? This is not bad. I can see in my shadows, everything is looking good. And then eventually we will make changes if we need to. So this is the first step. That's the pro step, okay? You gotta expose your image properly first. Get the right contrast and everything. Then go in here. And now, instead of using our lift gamma gain, we're gonna focus on our offset. Why are we gonna focus on our offset? Before I even make those changes here, I'm gonna show you right here. So I'm gonna save this version. I'm gonna reset this. And this time, we're going to be using our offsets. And watch when I move this right here, this little ball inside my offset. When I move it around, look what happens here. Just notice the behavior compared to what was going on when we were moving our lift gamma gain. So just watch this, how linear that is. There is no bend, there is no curve, it's linear. And you can see the results here. There's barely any banding. You're watching it on YouTube, so there might be some banding, but I'm telling you, I'm looking at it on my 6K screen right now, and there is no banding whatsoever, okay? And if I were to now, let's just do this. I'm gonna put this right here in this quadrant, and if I were to save this version, and now reset this, and say I try to create a similar thing, this is not gonna be scientific, but I'm just trying to show you. If I'm trying to like get all these colors in a similar area, like what I was doing with my offset, I mean, just what is this compared to like what we had here? So even if we just leave our black points as is, and if we go back and forth between the two, I mean, you get the idea, right? like how much we're bending our image, like what was happening here compared to like what's happening here and how linear it is, meaning it is respecting the color science of my camera. And also by doing this, if my image is yellow and I pull all the yellow out, I am not manipulating anything. I'm just literally making a linear change to pull out that cast, the yellow cast, and balance my image. And then in theory, it will look exactly like what it looked like on set. All right. That is the point of it. That's why you want to correct your images using your offset or your printer lights. And then later you go in and you grade it as you please. Now, some people will say, what about this? So let's save this version, reset it. Some people say, well, why don't we just use color, temp, and tint? Well, here's the problem. You see the behavior with color, temp, and tint? So this is what's so interesting. Color, temp, and tint is an amazing tool. But the problem with that is the black point stays the same. Meaning, if your image is not balanced properly, it will throw on an anchor on that incorrect black point and then lock it in. So you will never be able to get the proper black point because it will just, if the black point is, wherever it is, right? Like if the black point is right here, then that becomes the black point when you balance your image. So that's why use your offsets, balance your image, then use temp and tint for grading purposes if you like to. And I'll give you an example right here. So now that we know that, we are in our printer lights. Keep your eyes right here and right here. So what am I seeing here? There's way too much green, first of all, and I can see it in my colorized waveform. It's just loaded with green. And then everything is pushed towards tons of yellow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the obvious. Let's get rid of some of that green. So I'm going to subtract one green. Again, eyes on the offset and on the scopes. Subtract one green. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And as soon as I do it, there's a big difference. And it was just one click, okay? I want you to focus on that. I'm taking you through it and I'm taking my time explaining that to you. But once you see how easy this is, it will take you seconds to balance your shots. So that was just one click, one negative green, and we got here. Now, what do we have to do? Okay, now we need to subtract some yellow. There's way too much yellow. The point is that we want to take this chunky white area and get it right in the center, okay? So I'm going to go, all right, now let's subtract some yellow. So here's subtracting yellow once, twice, 3 times, okay? Our white point is right in the middle now, right in the dead center, okay? And if I do before and after, boom, it was 4 clicks. I do personally think that I went too far with my yellow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go half printer lights and I'm going to say, put back some yellow in my shot. So I just put back half yellow in my shot. And now I'm looking at the white points up top right here. And it is looking pretty white to me, okay? And now if I look at what's happening, I can punch in and kind of eyeball what this looks like. Before, like look at all the green, after, okay? Honestly, I think there is just a bit too much magenta right now in this area. So what do we have to do? We have to subtract magenta. And as soon as I do that, this is what I end up with. There's still a little bit of green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go quarter this time and I'm going to do subtract 1 green. Okay. And now I'm looking at my image and guys, this right here, what we just did, totally balanced. And what I'm trying to say is look at the changes that we made, barely anything. And we went from here to freaking here. And that's what I'm trying to get at, that once you're dialed in and you know how to use your offset, it's going to be a piece of cake for you to go from A to Z this fast. So now I'm going to park it right here. One of the things that I want to do is I want to look at the skin indicator. I'm going to hover over here and see where my skin tone is sitting. And my skin tone is looking really, really bang on. I feel like it's actually really, really good. I'm going to check it again on this guy. Yep, like look at it. It's right in the center. It's perfect. I don't need to do anything with my skin. It's great. So this image is completely balanced. Now what I can do is I can create another window, and this is just extracurricular at this point. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna put this right over here, something like that, because I cannot stand the vignette in this shot. It's just so overpowering. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna move this back to something like this, and now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go under my gain and I'm gonna lift it up. I'm gonna go too far, I'm gonna pull it back. And if I do before and after, the idea is to make it better than what it is. That's just what it is. I don't wanna go too far, I don't wanna go too crazy. It's just, I wanna make it better than what it was. So like this is way less distracting, okay? Another thing that I do want to add is I'm just dying to swing the hue on this. So I'm gonna go in here, hue versus hue, click right here, and I'm gonna swing it to warmer color, like something like this. And then I'm gonna go under my hue versus saturation. I'm gonna click right here, and I'm gonna give it more saturation. And then what I wanna do is I wanna go under hue versus luminance. I wanna click on it again, and I wanna just make it a bit deeper, okay? I wanna go back into my hue versus saturation. I wanna click back here. I wanna just keep cranking it, give it a bit more love. And now if I pull back and I do before and after, man, it's just so sweet. It just adds the right touch and it just pops. And if we click right here, our balance, our window, and basically what I'm trying to tell you is that if you don't balance your shots like how it was balanced right here, right? How the amateur did it or the beginner did it. If you don't balance your shot like by crossing your fingers and spending too much time, you could balance your shot like a pro, fast as hell, and then spend the rest of your time doing things like that. Correcting your image, start grading your image, adding contrast and pulling up your image and creating a really beautiful look. So this is before, this is after, right? So now when we go back to our beginner's grade, check this out, okay? Like, look at right here, how it is down here and it's going toward like cooler tones, and we can even see it here, right? And now when we go here, just look at the blacks, look at the contrast between everything, like the color contrast, the overall contrast, like look at the tires. You are looking at it on the screen and you're going, this is exactly what it should look like during daytime compared to here, where it's just like, what is this, right? At the time, it looked so much better because we were going from this to that and we were like, wow, this is great. But now you look at this and you go, oh my God, this is exactly what it should look like. And it just happened by a couple of clicks, and we did not break our image while correcting it. And the reason why the results are so true and it just looks like on there, on site, is because, again, we did not manipulate our image like this or like this. We did it in a linear way. So when the changes were done right, it puts us right back where this is what it looked like on set. One more thing that I'm going to tell you, you see like there's a little color shift that's happening on the edges, right? So like we have warm tones in here, it looks perfect. On the edges, it's a little bit cooler. And then this is where we can use our temp and tint. Because remember, now that our image is balanced, we don't need to worry about losing our black points. So the blacks are going to stay the same. All I have to do here is just add some warmth. So I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to start adding some warmth. Obviously, never too much. You can push it and then pull it back. So I'm going to keep it somewhere around here. And then I'm going to go in and add some magenta. And if I cool off my image and go back, and sometimes in this situation, I will just make my image a little bit smaller and I will go before and after. And just look at that. We evened it out. So now look at that. And guys, once again, see how there are multiple ways to go from A to B, but there is a method to the madness on when you need to use each tool the right way. So color temperature, I will say use it once your image is balanced. Offsets, definitely balance your image using offsets. Lift gamma gain, are perfect once you have your image balanced, and if you want to create a little bit of a look, or if something is still not correct, if you still have too much green in your blacks or something like that, of course you're going to rely on these. I'm a huge fan of lift, gamma, gain, and the log parameters, but when it comes to balancing your images, nothing beats your offsets, because the linear operation is exactly what you need to be efficient and ultra fast when it comes to color correcting or balancing your footage before you start grading. So I'm going to kill all of these, and let's start with what our pro did. So our pro started by adjusting the exposure and contrast on his or her image, and then he went back and balanced the image using his offsets. Next was to correct the vignetting, and then we popped out this little line right here and just made it super juicy. And then to top it all off, why not? I'm just going to put that right here, bring it up, type in film grain, and then take that and just drop it on, and don't even worry about anything. Just leave it like this, because if we move in, because that's the only time you'll be able to see it on YouTube. Before, after, before, after. It just adds the right sauce. Like if I punch in, and if we're looking at right here, if I do before and after, just adds the right amount, wraps it up, perfect. If I turn it on and off, like this is where we started, this is where we ended up. That's how you balance your image. Let's check out the final look in full screen. So I said it before, I'm going to say it again. The sequence of your nodes matter. The sequence of the tools that you use, when to use which tool, matters. And if you want to learn more about that, then I highly encourage you to checking out the free training. Link is up top and in the description below. If you're enjoying the content, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for more awesomeness, and remember, work hard, get obsessed, get possessed. I will see you guys in the next video.